My cousin Simon, aged 32, was born with autism. This made life challenging for his family. His mum, Mary, almost put him up for adoption as a baby. Thankfully, she found out more about the condition, which helped her to be less overwhelmed with the situation that she found herself. She kept Simon. Communication with Simon is not straightforward, and he has a nurse come to see him several times a week to look after him and take him out for the day. Simon is a nice kid who has two loves in his life. They are Disney and Lord of the Rings. He must have watched those 3 films 100 times each. He can recite them from start to finish. That brings me to this story. His family live in a small village out in the country, the kind of place where everybody knows you and knows your business. The kind of place where you cannot go to the shop without having to stop for a chat with someone from the village. It is a lovely, quiet place with not much traffic. Simon can't do much by himself, but one of the things he is trusted to do is pop to the local shop for a few items from time to time. The shop is 2-minute walk from the house, and the shopkeeper is a close family friend. On this particular day, Mary asked Simon if he would go to the shop for some bread and milk. He took the money and off he went. 10 minutes had passed and there was no sign of Simon. He should have been back by now. Mary put on her coat and hurried out of the house and went to the shop. Not only was Simon not there, he had not been in at any time. The shopkeeper said she would ring if and when he came in. Mary went back home, hoping her son would be back by now. He was nowhere to be seen. She waited for 10 minutes, in which time she started to panic. She picked up the phone and rang the police. 10 minutes later, 2 police cars arrived. Mary told them what had happened, explained his condition to them, and gave them a recent photo. The police, Mary, and a few concerned neighbors all started searching for Simon. After 20 minutes and still no sign of Simon, the police advised Mary to go back home in case Simon came back. Upon arrival at the house, Mary noticed that the garage door was slightly open. "Simon," she called out. To her relief, he appeared in the doorway. "Where have you been?" she asked. As she moved closer, relief turned to horror as she noticed his shirt was ripped to shreds, and he had scratches all over his arms and face. "Oh my God, Simon, what happened to you?" Just then, she heard banging and moaning noises coming from inside the garage. She pushed open the door. Sat, tied to a chair, with socks stuffed into his mouth, was a dwarf. With a look of horror on her face, Mary looked up at her son. Simon had a proud look on his face and cried out, "Look, Mum, I caught a hobbit." Mary ran over to the poor man and quickly unshackled him and took the sock out of his mouth. "I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" she asked. "Do I look okay?" the man shouted back. At that moment, one of the police officers walked into the garage. "I want that boy arrested," screamed the dwarf. He was absolutely furious, and who could blame him? He'd just been kidnapped of the street and tied up. Mary took her son back into the house and got him cleaned up. Meanwhile, the police stayed with Dwarf and calmed him down, explaining to him about Simon's autism. Eventually, the man calmed down and decided to drop the charges. That night, the whole family met at Simon's house. He was sat in front of the TV watching Disney, completely oblivious to carnage he had caused that day. The rest of us were sat round the kitchen table. Over a glass or 2 of wine, the story of the day's events was retold by Mary. After she finished, everyone looked around the room with looks of shock and amazement on their faces. Then someone laughed. Then we all laughed. We never stopped laughing for about an hour. Another day in the life of my cousin Simon.